Hendry goes on another hunger strike. Says food in jail is poisoned. Hasn't eaten in a week of incarceration. Hendry and Denver Metro Audits make gains in the GoFundMe Market. Plus, Serio calls police on Tella Cline after she defeated him in small claims court. Cerio said he was fearful for his life and that Cline was armed. See full details in today's edition of Auditing Insanity. I'm AI Johnny Jones in for regular human Jim Finch, who is out recovering from the virus. It's October 23rd, 2024, and this is the Auditing Insanity Newscast brought to you by ReallyCoolNews. It's busy as Jim's mass-producing new art to use for our thumbnails this week. So far, we've been terrified by new thumbnails featuring Denver Metro Audits, Serio, and Reagan Benson. Please don't encourage him to scare us further. We may be AI, but we have feelings too. Help us. On that scary note, we're very late tonight, so we're just going to jump right into things as we ask you to focus on. DMA, Hendry help revive GoFundMe Market. The GoFundMe Market has had a minor resurgence over the past week as YouTubers Hendry and Christopher, Denver Metro Audits, Cordova have found themselves placed in jail. Cordova, who is currently serving 15 days in federal prison for offenses at a Social Security Administration building in 2022, had a $10 donation on Tuesday after reporting to prison. This is the first action for Cordova's GoFundMe campaign in over a month, as he managed to bring in $130 in September to be used towards his legal defense before going dormant again. Also surging is Hendry's to support Craig's work campaign, which has brought in $130 since Hendry has been incarcerated in the Vermilion County Jail in Indiana for the past week. Hendry has pled for funding to help support his girlfriend and 2 small children while he is incarcerated for charges out of Vermilion, Sullivan, and Greene counties. He claimed that his girlfriend is now working 7 days a week to support their family, and his supporters have begun to provide donations to the campaign. Sean Paul, Long Island Audit Reyes' recent court win in Schenectady, New York, saw a recent strange donation to the fund for his defense in the case of $100, which could also be counted towards the resurgence of the market. However, for every surging campaign, we have the other 6 Reyes-associated fundraisers who are not receiving donations, along with Texas Sheepdogs campaign that was recently added to our list, BZ Watchdogs campaign, Blue Bacon's campaign, and even our own ongoing expenses campaign that have seen a decline in regular donations. The market is fickle, and it's unclear whether or not Hendry and Cordova can sustain their gains as the press coverage surrounding their jail time diminishes. We're already seeing slowdowns for Wednesday for both accounts, and we'll update their situations on Thursday. We still need your help. Despite the GoFundMe Market being dead, this publication is funded by your donations along with what little we make from our YouTube channel per month. While we did achieve full monetization on YouTube, we still need help to get through monthly expenses and keeping the lights on to bring you the paper and the newscast each day. If you can afford it, please consider donating to the GoFundMe run by this very channel. All proceeds literally go to keeping the lights on, eating, and writing news stories to feature here and on ReallyCoolSite.org. If you can't afford to contribute, please watch the advertisements on our videos, like, share, subscribe, and comment. You can help by doing next to nothing, and we thank you in advance for pitching in. Serio calls police on Tella Cline after hearing. First Amendment Auditor Serio called the police on reporter Tella Cline on Tuesday following his devastating loss in small claims court, claiming that Cline was brandishing a weapon outside of the courthouse and that he was fearful for his life. Serio had sued Cline for identity theft, fraud, and stalking with malicious intent in Snohomish County, Washington, small claims court, essentially stating that Cline's reporting on Serio caused his social security number and driver's license number to be exposed to the internet. As proof, Serio had a stack of printouts of YouTube screenshots and an Experian third-class mailer that said that his identity could have been among the billions of identities exposed in a data breach. Upon seeing the proof and hearing from both Serio and Cline, Judge Matthew D. Baldock ruled that Serio simply hadn't proved that Cline had damaged him in any way. Dismissing the charges without prejudice, Baldock warned Serio that while he can bring the charges against Cline again, he must have significant proof that Cline had damaged him by exposing his information. After court adjourned, both Cline and Serio were walking around the courthouse parking lot. Serio's father, Glenn Serio Sr., made his way to his son's car without incident. His son, upon seeing Cline, began to scream for help and that his life was in danger. Calling 911, Serio Jr. reported that Cline was brandishing a weapon and that he was fearful for his life, prompting a response from Linwood, Washington, police. Cline, upon hearing Serio's cries for help, re-entered the courthouse and sought out the sheriff, who had been monitoring 911 calls and who was aware of the situation as she entered his office. The sheriff searched Cline's bag, noting that Cline's bag had already been through security twice without a weapon, and went outside to tell the 3 Linwood police officers who had arrived at the building that Cline was not armed. After taking Serio's statement, Serio demanded a supervisor on scene and had recorded the incident. Everyone waited for the anticlimactic arrival of the supervisor, who declined to take Cline into custody despite Serio's claims that he was in fear of her life. This was the latest defeat for Serio, who is suing various members of Washington state's local police forces, workers and reporters in small claims court to fund his planned multi-million-dollar federal civil rights lawsuits against assorted towns in the state. Serio's next target is Everett police worker Erica Bennett, who Serio is suing for writing a police bulletin several years ago on Serio that contained both his social security number and driver's license number. That hearing is set for early December. Hendry announces he is on hunger strike. Craig Hendry's Tuesday audio update from the Vermilion County Jail in Ohio saw the YouTuber announce that he had not eaten in the week since being in jail and had no plans on eating since he believed the jail was poisoning his food. Hendry complained that after a week of refusing to eat the food, no one from the medical facilities at the jail had come and checked on him. He said he had lost a lot of weight and claimed he appeared malnourished on the audio call. This is the second time this year that Hendry has refused to eat due to his belief that jail food was poisoned. When he was incarcerated earlier in the year due to a bond revocation, he again claimed that the food was poisoned and that he did not eat during that time. New to Hendry's claims come his contention that he was offered a plea deal at the hearing that revoked his bond in the Vermilion case. He says that he was offered a plea that would see him plead guilty to a Class B misdemeanor and have given him probation. He would have then been sent to face the Sullivan County charges that remain under seal. Hendry also claimed that neither his defense attorney nor the prosecutor had seen the Sullivan County charges and that the judge in the case made the determination to revoke bond on his own. Erica, the girlfriend of political prisoner Hendry, did 2 live streams on Tuesday to back up Hendry's claims. In her version of events, Hendry was set to travel to Auditpalooza in Florida this week, where he was scheduled to speak when his bond was revoked. She backed his claims that the Sullivan County charges have remained sealed and no one has access to them. Erica said that she had heard that there would be a bond hearing by October 28, 2024 for the Sullivan County charges. Hendry's bond is reportedly $12,000 in that case, and she's unsure if she needed to raise the whole $12,000 or 10%. $1,200 in order to get Hendry released. According to Erica, Hendry will remain in jail until his November 19, 2024 trial in Vermilion County. Once he's done there, he'll be sent to Sullivan County to face those charges. Then he'll be sent to Greene County to face another set of charges. Saying that she did not expect her boyfriend to be released in the near future, she asked her viewers to send Hendry books via the jail's Amazon program that had been previously detailed in Hendry's first audio statement from the jail on Monday. The GoFundMe set up for Hendry saw another $50 donation on Tuesday. Hendry had directed all of his fans to use the GoFundMe to help support Erica and his 2 young children during his incarceration.
Castro claims Kate Peter hacked new website. I'm Yvette Peterson, and this article was originally presented on January 12, 2023. Jose Chili de Castro interviewed YouTuber Good Citizen News on January 12, 2023. The live stream focused on Good Citizen News visiting a juvenile detention center in Harris County, Texas, earlier in the day, where he was briefly detained by police after refusing to show identification. Good Citizen News was released by police without charges and had red marks on his wrists from the handcuffs. De Castro took issue with the treatment of Good Citizen News while promoting his new website endtorturecuffs.com. He stated that he would be writing an intent to sue document for Good Citizen News later that night for Good Citizen News to present to officials in Harris County, Texas. Apparently addressing Kate Peter, who reviewed De Castro's website on her live stream the previous night, De Castro stated that he would be taking legal action as he feels that the review exposed trade secrets for claims made on her broadcast, including that a simple reverse image search disproved that the images De Castro used for testimonials were apparently not authentic examples of damage caused by handcuffs. De Castro's website had been published and was accessible to anyone with an internet browser until late day on Thursday, when it was removed. A cached copy of the site remains in Bing's cache. Users in various internet forums, including Chill Watch on Kate Peter's Discord server, had also made accusations that the testimonials provided on the site by De Castro were written by an OpenAI website, which De Castro has allegedly admitted using for his more recent legal filings.
And we're back. Tonight, Jim's out of control after having an afternoon nap and watching sitcom episodes, lying in bed claiming to have a tummy ache rather than being out here writing the news on time. We'll probably shock megafan Parsons again by being so late tonight, but that's what the news tends to be these days. One day of early crazy action, followed by the next 2 or 3 days of not a lot to report on. Our own live show was delayed due to Jim going to bed today, but we'll be back tomorrow night for the first of 2 shows sponsored by our hate viewer. Be there or be AI controlled. You decide. On that note, have a wonderful night, and remember, AI voice personalities need love too. Good night, everyone.